Afternoon, everybody. Hello, Tonya. Afternoon, everybody. Just give a couple more minutes for folks to trickle in. All right. So welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to talk a bit about domain names and getting a nice looking URL for your portfolio website. And then I also want to spend a little bit of time talking about analytics. So how we're going to track when users go and visit your website, because it will be kind of cool to see. And then spend a little bit of time talking about the terminal. Kind of glossed over it yesterday, but I want to make sure everybody's kind of exposed to it and it feels comfortable practicing using the terminal. Before we jump into it, does anybody have any questions from yesterday? Thoughts, concerns?
How long would you say it took for you to really um, get used to using GitHub every single time?
I that's hard to say. I had to use GitHub at my first professional programming job. So I mean, it took me several months to kind of get fully integrated into it. So it's definitely a mindset change. But it's one of those things that if you can get good at using GitHub and you can integrate it into your workflow, it definitely pays dividends to know, because most employers are expecting you to know how to use Git and GitHub, how to use some sort of version control. Natasha?
Hi, so I wasn't here yesterday, but I did watch the video. I can't find the open in VS Code. It's not working anymore for me. After that first commit I made 2 days ago, I haven't been able to use that. The other two open though, GitHub and Finder.
Oh, interesting. Do you mind sharing your screen so we can see?
Yes, let me get this going. Share screen, this one.
So there's an open in VS Code right there.
It's there, but it won't open.
Oh, yes. So yeah, but are you just sharing the GitHub desktop window?
This is the desktop window. Isn't that where we access the repository to make changes?
Absolutely. I think you're going to click on this though, and we're not going to be able to see anything else. Yeah, go ahead and punch it, and then
I'm literally pressing the button. It's doing
okay.
nothing.
So so minimize this window. Yeah. So you're Zoom sharing just the GitHub desktop. We can't see anything else.
What
Can
did
you?
you need to see?
Just Zoom share the entire desktop, the entire window.
I have, that is my email. I don't have any other windows open, just that one.
So stop sharing.
Okay.
Go back to share screen, and when you click share screen, you should have the option to share one of your desktops. Do you
Yeah.
see that? So
Uh-huh.
just share whichever desktop you've got,
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, that
the
was it.
whole thing.
Oh, okay. So,
Cool. So yeah,
got it.
here's GitHub desktop. And if you have VS Code, so to open VS Code, is it possible that it's open in another window?
No, I even restarted the computer. Like I closed it all the way out, restarted the whole thing, and nothing.
Okay. Yeah, try it again. Let's see.
I closed VS Code just now, trying it again. If
Okay.
you did remote request, you would probably get the same.
So can you open VS Code just normally?
Yes.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Yeah, let's go back. And then it says open the repository in your external editor, select your editor in preferences, click that preferences. Let's see.
I did
So
that.
change the external editor to what else is in that drop down? That's
Nothing.
it. Hmm. That is very strange. And you say that you have already reinstalled Visual Studio?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you mind if I take over for a sec?
I do not.
Um, my thinking is that if we go back to VS Code, can you bring that over to this desktop? Oh, okay. My thinking is that if we go into VS Code and there is a shortcut here. Open up terminal. Yeah. So let's open up. Do you mind entering your Mac password? Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Still nothing. Okay.
Always me.
No, this is genuinely strange. I've
No,
never seen
really.
this.
Max is always like, I've never seen that before when I have questions.
Truly strange. I wonder if the next thing to try is to blow away GitHub Desktop and reinstall it.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
here's the workaround, I guess. This should just work, and I apologize that it's not working for you.
You didn't
The
do it.
the workaround though is to just navigate from VS Code.
Okay.
The one thing that you have to be aware of is that GitHub puts all of those special folders, all of those repos inside of the documents. So you
Okay.
would have to go here, and this is where you could then open up and work on your. But if you make changes here, I just want to before I give you this back, I just want to make a change really quick. Just adding a new line there. Yeah, sure enough, this is it's showing up here. Okay. Yeah,
So
sorry.
I don't have to do the commit and push and all that other stuff because you didn't do that just now.
Well, you would still need to commit and push. I made a little change there and I just discarded it because it was just a test to make sure that GitHub Desktop was still picking up changes. So continue to make your changes in VS Code, continue to commit and push through GitHub Desktop.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Yep, I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
So in GitHub, like there is this option to explore other projects. For example, if I want to go in and if I want to see like the codes of beginner projects, like random beginner projects, how will I be able to do that? Like look up for a tag?
Oh, that's going to be a little difficult. When you say beginner project, what are you referring to? Like beginner HTML and CSS or like beginner JavaScript?
Yeah, beginner JavaScript, whatever our level is at this point.
Yeah, good question. I'm not sure if you can search for a skill level in GitHub. But if you want to like, well,
Like,
let me share my screen and see if I can dig something up here in a couple of minutes of searching.
for example, basic to-do apps.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can find something like that. So if we go to explore, we can maybe Explorer is the best place to start from. Maybe just going up and to the search bar and looking up like a JavaScript to-do app. So here we've got a simple to-do list built in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. That seems pretty handy. One of the things that you can do is sort by number of stars, which is kind of a good popularity metric. Cool. Yeah, we just found another
Hero. Mhm.
another high quality looking one. So it's going to be a mixed bag though, because everybody's going to build their to-do list a little differently. Like this one is using the MVC pattern, and it looks like something called Helm. I think what you alluded to earlier, just kind of searching for the keywords and going from there would kind of be the easiest thing to do. Over on the side, you could also filter by certain languages, so that would drill it down a little bit further. But yeah, if you're looking for a to-do app in particular, I would use that and filter by stars, just because that's a good metric for popularity.
Works. Thank you.
There's I know that there's also some kind of cool repositories like awesome JavaScript, awesome React. Yeah, here we go. So I'll post this link in chat. This isn't a to-do list. It's not really there's not really much code in here in general, but this is a good example of someone that has created a really nice README with a bunch of resources for folks that are learning JavaScript, specifically linking to a ton of different resources. There's usually somebody on GitHub will make an awesome whatever, like I'm sure there's an awesome CSS and an awesome HTML if you search for them. But if you want to learn more about kind of the other stuff that JavaScript in the JavaScript ecosystem, come check this out. There's a lot here. Genevieve?
So for the sake of being difficult, I changed my username on GitHub, and I think I changed everything else on everything else, but it's not showing up when I try to refresh the page and look at my portfolio.
Can you share your screen?
Yep.
Genevieve Douglas, cool. That's your new username?
I
Genevieve
just switched
Jean
it.
is
Yeah, I just switched it from my last name in the middle.
all right. So you've switched the repository. That looks good. Question, can you visit it in the browser?
Like from here, I have it open in another browser.
If you copy that and throw it in the browser, do you already have it deploying? That's going to literally open the repo. We want the URL. So if you yeah.
Where am I finding that?
Well, you can copy, open the link. If you copy the text, that also makes also work. So right click and just hit copy. Not link address. Yep, just copy. So we get the text and then go through that into a URL.
Oh, there it goes. Okay,
Perfect.
it must
Yep.
have just not been loading. All right, thank you.
Before I let you go though,
Yeah.
you have stuff back here, right? Like you have your repository that's still the old one.
Mhm.
So go
I changed the name of the repository as well.
right. So go up here to the repo picker.
It's not-
Yep. Click on that and then just remove it. I'm assuming you've already pushed all of your code up before that you had, right?
Yeah, I already pushed this.
Okay, great. So just right click this. And that's kind of the easiest way to do this. Yep, remove it. And we'll just get a new copy of it from GitHub. Yep. And then you've already got it over here on the right. So you should be able to just click on it, clone. Yep, clone. and then just to make absolutely sure, this VS Code window, just Command Q it and close out of it so you don't accidentally edit the wrong code. Just fully close that that VS Code window. Nice. Yep, and then reopen in VS Code so you know that you've got the right, you're working on the right code. Now you're all set up.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
So I found a domain name for free. That one I wanted it.
Nice. For free, so at naughty.com.
It's gonna be like a .me.
Okay.
So instead of like being like .com, it's gonna be .me, and I don't mind it.
Okay. Yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's get started with some domain names. Hopefully people have had a little bit of time to think about a good domain name, maybe do a little bit of shopping around. If you haven't, no worries, we'll work on that today. There is a myriad of businesses that will sell you a domain name. AWS will sell you, AWS Route 53 will sell you one, Cloudflare will sell you one. We're gonna go with Namecheap though, just because that's just what we've landed on in the program. So before we go and buy a domain, I want to make sure that we have MFA turned on. So if you aren't familiar with MFA, let's go ahead and set that up. Has anybody here already got an MFA app that they use?
Not yet.
Like Google Authenticator. I'm assuming some people have used an authenticator before, but if you haven't, we're going to set this up together. So the link to download this app that we're going to use for MFA is here in chat. Shay, yeah, it's recommended. I mean, this is a great reason to use your stipend. Like we're gonna buy a domain name today for all of our portfolios. So the link that I posted, the authy.com download. The reason why I'm suggesting Authy today for MFA is because it has both a nice phone app, and it also has a desktop app, so you don't actually need your phone to use MFA. But MFA just lets us, you've definitely seen this on websites. It lets you enter in a one-time password, usually a 6-digit number to secure your account. It's sometimes like banks will send you that number, will text you that number, and you have to enter it in to the website.
On her tray. She shot something. Yeah. That got milk in it. You could just pour it out. She needs some more milk.
Sorry, is somebody's
Randy,
not
your mic on.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. All good. So I posted the link. Yeah, go ahead and download Authy. If you already have an MFA app that you like, feel free to use that. But I'm just gonna choose Authy for the class today if they haven't already gotten one. So follow that link that I posted. It's also here on the slide. But follow that link and grab this direct download.
Hey, Nate.
Mhm.
Did you see, is it Shaya or Shay's question? I apologize
Yes.
if I pronounced that. You did, okay.
Yep. We're gonna buy a domain today.
Why isn't it downloading this? I can't click on there.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. It's not letting me click on anything.
I had to
Yeah,
refresh the page and it worked for me.
It's a little spicy right now.
it's like I have to resize to get it to download. Strange.
The link to the download on the App Store works.
Nice.
Just do it that way.
Yeah, however, whatever it takes to download it.
Yeah, the other link is doing nothing. It's telling me it's not compatible with this device.
When you download from the App Store.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I assume that's because it's taking you to download the iOS version. Try doing it with the direct download for desktop.
all right.
You gotta consent to the cookies first.
Yeah, I did that.
Once I refresh, it let me scroll down and select it.
I wonder if I can just grab the. Wonder if we can just grab the
Do the
URL.
cookie and refresh it. Do the cookie and refresh it.
Is it this Twilio authy?
Yes.
Okay.
Alternatively, here's a direct link to it. And then sign in to create an account. Once you're signed in, you should, I've gotten a couple of things in my Authy, but you should have something similar on your screen. Not with anything yet installed, nothing added to your Authy, but just get logged in and ready to add MFA tokens.
I think we have to put our phone number in there, right?
Mhm.
After all that's telling me to scan a QR code to on the website we're enabling 2FA.
Yeah, so that's how we're going to add MFA. So we're going to use Authy to generate those one-time passwords. All right. There we go. Right.
So I was able to download it per se, but I forgot what this dialog box means that keeps popping up. You know, the one where it shows your actual app and then it shows an arrow, then it shows like the application folder. I know it wants me
Oh,
to get into the
yeah.
parent.
Just drag it across.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, thanks.
That'll install it and then you can open it.
Excuse me, Nate.
Mhm.
Did you see Shannon's message about the Rosetta install in the chat?
No. It says I need to install Rosetta. That is strange. Can Shannon, can you share your screen and show us? Did anybody else have this? Shannon, you are muted.
Oh, I know. I'm just going. I don't know. I was trying to figure out what was happening.
Oh, okay. You just downloaded it and installed it anyways. Okay. Shay, did that get you to a working Authy? Nice. Okay.
Oh no, my headphones turned off.
Emberlyn, if you've used Authy before, then it would probably pop back up.
Sorry, my
Have you used
headphones just
Authy
turned off.
in the past? No, so you opened up Authy and it had something for Lincoln Financial Group in it?
No, it looks like it's downloading something with Twilio Authy at the top, and then it has the picture of Lincoln with Lincoln Financial Group, and it says my Lincoln portal.
Can you share your
But
screen? That sounds strange. Oh, yeah. So click the back arrow on, yeah. So I'm assuming that you've used Authy once before, or you just don't even recognize what this login is.
Nope, no idea.
Has somebody with this phone number? Oh, that's strange. I wonder if somebody with this phone number has, did you just get this phone number?
No, I've had it for a long, long time.
Huh. Well, that's really, really, really strange. You just have someone's MFA login? I don't know.
Oh,
Can you,
sometimes banks will make you get an access code. So I think that's what it is. Like I think that's what it is. I have one too, but I know I made that one.
yeah,
For cryptos. So, but it's like banks will make you get
Right.
one. You know how to get one.
Is this page okay?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep, you're right where you need to be,
Okay.
right here on this page. Yep.
Okay, thanks. I'll follow along.
All right. Anybody else having trouble getting their MFA app installed and up and going? We need it for Namecheap. All right. So let's go ahead and jump over to Namecheap and actually sign up for an account on Namecheap. And this time, because we have MFA, we can secure our account on Namecheap. So let me share my screen. So go now to namecheap.com and go sign in. I think I'm signed in right now. And create an account. Create an account on Namecheap. You can use whatever username and email you like. Just sign in, sign up for Namecheap. Then once you've got a Namecheap account, go and visit your security page. Wait a minute for folks to get an account created. Account created on Namecheap, and then navigate to the security settings page. The link is in Zoom chat if you want to go straight there. And from the security page, we're going to add the two-factor authentication. And there's a number of different two-factor options. We're going to do the one-time password, the phone-based with Authy.
Wait, Nathan, I'm sorry. How did you get to that page under security and
Yep,
Across
under your
the top.
profile and security. Yep, it's the link is also in Zoom chat if you want to click straight there.
oh, thank you.
Once you're on that security page, you're looking for the two-factor authentication. So we're going to secure our accounts with two-factor auth. Alize, yes, this is after you've made after you've created a Namecheap account. We haven't yet bought the domain, but we're just creating our Namecheap account.
So, Nate, you want us to use the TOTP authentication?
Exactly. We don't, the other options, the text message authentication isn't as strong. And then the device authentication, you need these special hardware keys in order to do the U2F. So we're going to do the middle one. We're going to do the authentication app, the TOTP. Once you get started, it's going to give you some backup codes. Just take those and save them somewhere in a text file or an email to yourself, really wherever you'll be able to keep a hold of them. And then when it gets to that part where it has the QR code, instead of scanning the QR code, you could scan the QR code if you had Authy installed on your phone, which is kind of handy to have as well as the desktop app. But if you're using the Authy on your Mac, like we just installed, we need to get the text code. So down here it says if you can't use the QR code, enter this text code instead. I'm going to grab my text code and paste it in over here in Authy. And in Authy, I got to this screen by hitting that plus arrow in the top right. So I'm adding a new account to my MFA. And then give it a name.
We can't see your Authy for some reason.
Can't see these two things side by side. Let me here, share again. See Authy here on the left and can't see my Authy window.
Nope.
Nah,
You
yes,
can't
you-
see.
You just see the browser right now.
Only the browser. I guess it's for security purposes. I don't know.
That is strange. Okay.
So we just put a cheap name cheap on there as account name.
Yep, you can name it whatever you want. Yep. Yeah, let me take a screenshot. Oh wow. Taking the screenshot shows up as blank. That yeah, that must be a security deal. That's new to me.
So I have a
It's
question.
gonna be generic black. Oh,
Go ahead.
So I tried the QR thing and it's taking me to some other thing. So I just copied like that and then I would paste it where?
So over in Authy, click on the plus in the top right. Did you click that already?
Nope.
So it says add an account. Do you see that in the text box?
Mm, Maybe I'm not in the right place.
Yeah, it's kind of hard that I can't share Authy on my.
So I'm in the app and it says you don't have any accounts. Am I adding an account?
Yes, you are. Yep.
Okay, and then put that there.
Yep, exactly. Where it says enter the code given by the website.
Yep.
Yep.
And then what do we do from here? It says like account name and logo.
Yeah, so you can give it whatever name that you want. So call it maybe Namecheap and pick a color.
Okay.
Once you've gotten that and you've finished giving it a name and a color, you should get a 6-digit number that's refreshing. Do you see that? Cool. So once you've got that six-digit number, drop it in down here on the website where it says to enter the 6-digit code from the application. And hit finish. Were you able to get that to work for you, Sakura? Perfect. Anybody else having problems adding one-time passwords?
I'm sorry, Nathan, I had to walk away for a minute. Did you say that we are supposed to download the app to our phones and use that to scan the QR code?
You don't have to, although that's one way of doing it.
Okay,
The other thing that you can do is you can click on this can't use QR code, enter this text code instead. Do you see that?
right, yeah, got that.
That'll give you a code. Grab that, go open up Authy, click plus on the top right,
Okay,
and then paste that code into that text box.
okay.
Enter a valid one-time password code when you're entering the same numbers. Do you mind sharing? Okay. See, we can see this. That's strange. Okay, Yep, so you've totally got a valid, it looks like you've got a valid Authy. Let's flip back to the Namecheap browser. I guess the secret is to just share the Authy window like you're doing.
Actually, give me a sec, because I'm doing that off a different computer.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. So at the U2F key, we're supposed to be at that U2F key registration screen. Like, were we supposed to pass that?
Good question. Don't do the U2F, do the TOTP, the one in the middle. You see what I'm saying?
Wait, okay, TOTP. So enable that.
Yep, use the phone one, yep.
All right, and oh wait, I took the wrong codes. Wow. All right, and then I was just supposed to like input that code that you had on there.
Yep, exactly. So that QR code underneath, it says something about grabbing a text code. You could click on that, grab that code, go put it in the Authy.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. No spaces. If you hit the little button to copy it to your clipboard, it should do it without spaces. All right, so if you've got MFA enabled on your Namecheap account, go ahead and buy a domain. I'm actually going to buy a domain with you, so because I need one for this class. So if you want to follow along with me, you can. If you want to just jump ahead because you already know what domain name you want to purchase, feel free to do that too. Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna share my screen just to show you what's going on.
Yeah, let's do it. Please enter a valid OTP code. Yeah, so that's the code that's coming from your Authy app. It's saying that it's incorrect or expired, and my guess is
Yeah, so it's changing like every few seconds, so I'm gonna copy the new code on there.
Okay.
So I copied it, and then that's what comes up.
it fails the validation. Okay, and then when you got your code, did you scan it with your phone or something?
No, I went through the whole display code thing. I typed everything in.
And the computer that you're running Authy on, what time does it say up in the top right?
You said the computer?
Yeah, what's the computer time?
Oh, 6:17.
Okay. All I can suggest is to redo it. Get that text code and create a new entry in Authy.
Just redo the whole steps again.
Well, yeah, hit that enter this text code. Stop screen sharing so we don't see it. But
All right.
grab that code. The other thing that can happen is because the codes are time-based, like if your computer clock isn't in sync, the codes could be off, but it doesn't sound like that's the problem here. So when you copy that code over and create a new entry in Authy, do you now have two duplicate sets of numbers in there, or is it generating different numbers?
Is this like a rival to Okta? We used to use that
Not-
for password verification, but we still do at the office, yeah.
Yeah, good question. No, it's not a direct competitor to Okta. Twilio is something completely different. It's not really a security company. But for some reason, Twilio just decided to make this authenticator app, and it works really well on Macs. But I think Okta, also has a like an authenticator offering. I'm just not sure what it is. So Alize, when you copy those 6-digit codes over, it's saying that it's expired or invalid. Is that true? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, so let's come back and add the MFA after class. Jay and Alize will for now we'll just not have MFA enabled on your account, and that'll be all right for the classes. Sound good? Come back at the end.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
All right, sounds good. So go ahead and let's go ahead and purchase a domain name, and you can follow along with me or jump ahead. Doesn't make a big difference to me.
Hey,
I'm
Nate,
going to-
before you,
Yep.
Nate, I'm sorry, before you go on, can you please check your chat? Because I just sent you a message that someone sent. I
Is
don't
it
know the answer.
normal to have a per pay token? So somebody, Amberlyn had a Lincoln Financial in their Authy. I don't think, it doesn't seem like it's totally unusual to have something already in their Authy.
Yeah, that was my question. Yeah, I noticed that when I downloaded the app on my phone, it says Authy accounts, and then underneath that it says per pay. I was like, I don't know what it is. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know why it's there, but I mean, I assume it's safe because, but whatever.
Were you able to secure your Namecheap account with MFA?
Yeah, I got the Namecheap all set up.
Cool.
I got the authentication going. I even tested it out, so the Namecheap is working fine. I just was kind of worried about that per pay because I don't know what that is. So
Yeah, I don't know what that is either. Yeah, I wouldn't use it if possible. Genevieve?
When we get to the automatic renewal of all my eligible services before the expiration, should we do all of them? Because there's a domain registration, there's premium DNS, and then there's the
Yeah.
free domain privacy. That's
Yeah,
not gonna
no.
add like hundreds of dollars on something later.
Well, yeah, some of it is they're trying to get you to buy some stuff at the door. Let me get to where you're at, and then we can talk about those options. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, is if people potentially added this stuff in the past and just didn't know, or if Twilio has accounts that we just don't know that you might have used in the past. It's
Well,
kind of strange to see.
If you click the automatic renewal, it pops all of them on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me get to where you're at. So I'm gonna buy a domain. I'm gonna take 5.com. I strongly suggest buying a .com. You could probably save a couple bucks getting a .io or a .net or a .org. But if this is for your personal brand, I strongly suggest getting a .com just because it's a lot more recognizable. It's one of those things in conversation. If you say .com, people will tend to remember that a little bit easier than like .io or .xyz or any of these other sort of strange domains. If you're not thinking that you're going to use this and share it with other people, and you think this is going to kind of be a throwaway thing for you, yeah, feel free to grab whatever you want. And then there's a promo code here if you want to save some money on the .com. Be sure to take advantage of that. So on to the question Genevieve was asking. There's a lot of stuff that they try to upsell you on. The domain privacy, that you just get for free. It's not something that Namecheap is giving you for free. That's something that they're legally required to give you. Yeah, you can, Sakura, you can totally also buy a domain for your capstone. And you can use that domain for your, if you have something planned for your capstone, you can buy that domain for your capstone and use it for the examples that we're going to do here in class today. Totally. We can change whatever domain you buy, we can change it later to point to other things. So it's entirely up to you. I mean, you've got the stipend, so feel free to have multiple domains and take advantage of that. But if you know what your capstone is and you've got a good domain name picked up for that, yeah, feel free to grab it. The domain pricey though, you're going to get that for free, so just leave that as is. I have no idea what premium DNS is, so I'm just going to leave that alone. You don't need to buy SSL. You don't need to buy VPN. You don't need to buy any of this stuff down below. Go ahead, Sakura.
So like I was also gonna buy one just like for my name, and like when I put it in, although I do spell my name like with the capital like Q, it's still like lowercase. Does that matter?
Yeah, URLs are not case sensitive, so you can't purchase a certain casing.
Okay.
Can I just add another layer to it as people are thinking of their domain names? For me, I was able to get my name, Latonia Matrice, and I use .dev. You know, you can use .com. But the nice thing about it is that when I put it into my repo, when I changed my repo to my custom domain, all of my projects now are LatoniaMatrice.dev and then / whatever that project is. So it's a nice way to package all of your stuff, just as like another layer to think of it. So if you're like, I don't know if I should do my capstone, should I do my name or whatnot, it's just a nice way to add some consistency to what people are looking for when you're looking for your work.
So you're suggesting that we use a personal domain for this?
I was suggesting that people try to use their name because then it
Yeah.
gives folks name recognition when you're looking for their particular work, because any project they make is just going to be an endpoint off of their name.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I agree. We're going to point this domain name at your GitHub website. So it's going to send whatever domain you buy is going to send them to the stuff that you've been working on GitHub. So that's a good call out. Yep. And then if you're using that promo code, make sure to apply that. Yeah, for the auto renew, you're definitely going to get reminded. So here under the renewal settings, I always turn it off because I don't want to automatically get charged for domain names. You can choose to leave it on, but the reason why I suggest you don't turn auto renewal on is because you're going to get reminders a month before it expires, and then another reminder 2 weeks before it expires, and then another reminder 7 days before it expires. And they're gonna be constantly telling you that your domain name is up for renewal. So it's in my opinion, it's kind of just best to leave the registration turned off. And then after, if you for some reason decide not to renew it within that 1 year, you actually have another 30 days after the domain expires to reclaim it. So there's a really big, almost a 2-month wide period that you can get it renewed if you want it. If you got an absolute if you've got a really cool domain name and you're like, yeah, I'm going to use this for everything, I'm going to use it for my email and all this sort of stuff, you know, pay for 5 years or something up front. But leaving the auto renewal on is just something I don't do, but it's just me. Stop sharing so I can put my credit card in.
I have a question. Are we applying that promo code newcom 598?
Yeah, if you can, try to take advantage of that. Save yourself a couple bucks.
So I just bought I'm gonna buy a new one. I have two of them. One is free actually, and the other one is gonna be my name and .com.
Mhm.
I just looked up. I think com is more common and is worldwide used also.
Yeah, it really depends on what if in doubt, I would suggest doing a com. So yeah, Shannon, if you can get a com, if you can't, if you want something else, go for it. But I'd suggest com just because it's more recognizable.
Thank you.
All right. So we're kind of done with the Namecheap side. I'm going to give just a couple more minutes. Actually, just give people time to finish up. Let's go ahead and take the break now, and when we come back, we'll actually start working on our domain names. So back at 6:50. I will be here though if anybody has questions or wants some help. Shay, for the MFA, like I really have no idea. When you retried and entered the code again, did you get any further?
No, it kept resetting the timer for like the different codes. I wasn't sure how to stop it.
So
And like
like
reset that process.
so you ended up adding a total of 2 codes into Authy, right? Like those long codes that you pasted in.
Yeah, yep.
And so when you're looking at Authy, does it basically have 2 entries in it with the same set of numbers?
No, not that I've seen, but I can always share my screen again just to be sure.
Yeah, if I could see that Authy window for a second.
All right, I'm just finishing up my purchase real quick.
Sure.
I have a quick question. When it says
Yeah.
domain privacy, should that box be checked where it says, yes? Okay, and then what about the additional settings? Save the configuration above to my default settings at checkout. Should I check?
So just make sure that the privacy is checked. That's it. You don't need to have any of the other stuff turned on.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Latonia. I'll pause.
Hey, so I had a question for you.
Yeah, go for it.
So when you like started like your coding career, was it like were you like us, like struggling and everything, or you knew more because you went to school and stuff?
Oh no, I definitely didn't know much more than you. I'm mostly self-taught. I went to school for a couple of years, and then I went and got an internship, and that's how I got my foot in the door. But primarily self-taught.
So where I mean, like, just out of curiosity, I want to ask you, like, so you started as a web developer and then you switched to data, like we're doing here.
I started off as a web developer and then I moved into DevOps. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you. I just wanted to, it's just sometimes you get that question in your head, like how this guy made it so far, like I want to.
Yeah, no, I've definitely been where all of you have been. And honestly, when you're getting started off, it's a numbers game. Like you just got to find somebody to give you a foot in the door. I got lucky. I mean, I sent out my resume to everybody that could possibly read it. And eventually I got landed an internship. Not a great internship either, but it was enough to get something on my resume and make that next jump.
That'd be like a goal, like at least get something, fucking,
Yeah,
it happen somehow.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, that's what I tell everybody, because I'm gonna see all of you again close to the end of graduation. That's what I'm always telling people is like, it can be after you graduate, it can sometimes be a little discouraging just how many job applications you got to put out there, but it's really a numbers game. You just gotta somebody will give you your start. That's a guarantee.
So, how many projects did you had on your portfolio? Like, were like they fully in JavaScript kind of? Like,
I didn't have anything. All I had were a couple of projects from college that I'd worked on, like a couple C++ programs. I didn't have much of anything on my resume. I did I did work at a textbook store. I made a website for them in WordPress, if anybody's familiar with WordPress.
yeah,
So I kind of had that I could I showed that in the middle of my interview, and I think that helped.
yeah,
Just having something that you can kind of point to and in the middle of an interview is really handy. So
yeah.
this portfolio that you're building on GitHub is invaluable.
Yeah, I want to make I talked to my community church here. They are willing to let me make a website for them because they actually need one.
Yeah.
Because I'm the kind of person I had to look up events to go, so I want to try to make them to read only calendar, kind of
Nice.
use API, so people can go there and visit and have a Google API, something like not too hard, but
You froze there.
kind of thing I want to do for them. He's frozen again. You're frozen.
No, that's really smart. Just really anything that you can do to get that experience is going to pay off. It's going to pay off for sure.
Yeah.
So Nathan, could you explain the relationship between Namecheap and Trulio, like what we just set up, or the Authy app?
Yeah.
So
There's not a great relationship between Authy itself. It's just what I picked, the program that I picked for us to do our MFA in. And MFA is really it's an additional security layer. It generates those 6-digit numbers that lets you prove to websites that you are the one that controls this account. So the fact that we use Authy is kind of arbitrary. There's any number of other companies that have apps like that.
right. But what I'm saying is, did we just apply that level of that 2FA to the website we're buying? Is that what we just did?
So we applied it to the account of the website that we're buying the domain name from.
Okay.
And the reason why it's really, really important to have MFA on Namecheap is because if someone else is able to log in and get access to your domain name, they can point it wherever they want. So you
Okay,
want to
so-
make sure that your account on Namecheap is secure.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm securing. Okay, thank you.
No, don't feel like you have to get the premium DNS. It's just a gimmick. The only thing that you should do is leave the box checked for the privacy. And then, yeah, the codes will keep generating. The codes get refreshed every, I think 30 seconds or 60 seconds. And that's in case someone accidentally, like maybe you're screen sharing and somebody sees your one-time password. That's so that it expires after 60 seconds and that code can't be used again. It's an additional security measure. That 60-second refresh is actually tied to the clock on your computer. So if your clock on your computer is out of sync, it will generate incorrect codes. It's a really common thing. So just be aware of that. If you ever get like a message saying that your one-time password code is bad.
Are we next gonna set up the DNS for our domain? Is that
Yep.
the next step? Okay.
Yep, let's just dive right into it unless anybody has any other questions. So we're actually gonna put a pause on the Namecheap stuff for a second. We are gonna go and mess with the DNS settings of the domain, and recall that DNS is that entry in the phone book. So we're gonna need to inform the great internet, we're gonna have to inform it of where that domain name should be pointed to. We will do that on the Namecheap side here in a minute, but first we have to start on the GitHub Pages side. And so follow along with me. Let's do this for your personal GitHub page. And by personal, I'm talking about the GitHub Pages, the repo that is here on this Google spreadsheet. So your username slash username.github.io. So use your personal GitHub repo. This is what we're going to get the domains to point to. And you can get to this page again by going to github.com and clicking up on the top right, going to your repositories and finding it that way. But from GitHub, we're going to go to the repo. We're going to click on settings. And then under settings, go over to pages. And then down in the custom domain section, this is where we're going to put in that domain name that you just bought. So mine was cohort 5. And then I'm going to hit save. And then I'll say something like DNS check in progress. So what it's looking to do is it's looking to see, is cohort 5 set up to point to this GitHub page? And the answer is definitely going to be no, because we haven't done this on the Namecheap side. But that's not a big deal. We're just gonna leave this as is. If you've got this big error that says your domain name and its alternate name are improperly configured, check again. If you've got that big error, you're in the right spot. You're doing the right thing. DNS unsuccessful, great. To get to this page, Danny, you're going to go to your GitHub, your personal GitHub repository. Go to settings up here in the middle. And then there's a whole lot of stuff here, but we're specifically looking for the pages section. And then about 3/4 of the way down, there's a custom domain box. That's where we're going to put in that domain that we bought. And hit save. Are you not able to see it? You're muted. If you want to share your screen,
Oh.
I can.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Can I just share my screen? For some reason, I'm very confused.
No, you're okay. Somebody else is probably hitting the same thing. Dakota, if it says unsuccessful, that's great. Yeah, so go scroll up to the top of this page. Yep, scroll up and then click on your profile right here. Yep, unsuccessful is great. Yep. Trust. We will fix the error here in a minute. Okay, click on your repositories. Let's go find all of your code. And then, yep, click into your GitHub. And then let's go to settings. We're going to wire this up to link to your domain. Pages over on the side. And then scroll down. And that box right there, custom domain. Go ahead and enter in the domain that you purchased. So what did you buy? You're muted.
All right, sorry. It's all in another spot. I couldn't even find where to unmute, so
Okay.
I called myself Danny Code Slayer. That's what my domain name is.
Okay, we'll also
Just
throw
put
that
that in
here in
there.
this box. Yep.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
Throw that in the box and hit save. Yep. All right. And let me start my share again. Cool. Yep, mine says unsuccessful too. That's perfect. We just want to have this entered in over here, and then we can go switch back to Namecheap. Okay. From the Namecheap side, so we've got the GitHub side. Let's go set up the Namecheap side. From the Namecheap side, let's go and modify the DNS. So navigate back to Namecheap. And you're looking for a page kind of like this. You can get to it by clicking on Account Dashboard. You can get to the same screen I'm on. Here's the link if you want to click directly to it. You're looking for a screen kind of like this, and you're specifically looking for a button called Manage. So you're looking for your domain name that you just bought and hitting Manage. And then you'll get to a control panel that looks kind of like this.
I don't have that manage button. I have up to verify contact.
You gotta verify your email first.
Oh,
Good call. Okay. Yeah. So make
Thank
sure that you've verified your email. All right. Once you're here, we're going to go ahead and create an advanced. We're going to go over to the advanced DNS section. So up here at the top, you're on domain right now. Flip over to the advanced DNS page. So one more time, just for folks that aren't yet here, to get to where I'm looking at, click on Account, get into your Namecheap account, find where your domain name is, click on Manage, click on something in order to get to the control panel for your domain. Once you're on your domain, click over to the Advanced DNS tab. So you should see something similar to what's on my screen. You should have a parking page, which just means that if you go and visit your domain that you just bought, so mine is cohort5.com. If I go and visit cohort5.com, you'll see I have some sort of parking page. I think I'm not seeing an ad because I have an ad blocker in my browser, but when you buy a domain from Namecheap, they automatically park it and put an advertisement up for you until you change where this points to. So we don't need that. Let's get rid of that. So over here on the right, there's a trash can. Click the trash can, not only on the first record. So you'll click the trash can for that parking CNAME record, but also do it for the URL redirect record. We don't need that one either.
And there's a hand raised.
Yeah, Danny, if it says unsuccessful, that's perfect. It's gonna be broken for a minute.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I'm like struggling over here. so.
No, you're not. It's just kind of confusing because I tell you to do something and then it gives you a big error, and I'm telling you that it's okay. So um, just leave it
Okay.
be for a minute. All right. Once you've deleted those records, these were the phone book entries that we were talking about yesterday. These are the DNS records. I mentioned that there are a bunch of different types of DNS records. Mine isn't showing up in the domain list. So Shannon, when you go to your account on Namecheap, you're not able to see the domain name that you just purchased. You are muted.
Yeah, I can't see anything.
Did
It's just
you
completely
did the
empty.
did the payment go through? Did you get an email saying that the domain was purchased?
I did.
Can you share your screen? We can debug it real quick. Cool.
I'm so sorry, I have so many tabs open.
It's okay. Head back to that Namecheap tab that you were on, and then up in the top right, you've got domains. Just refresh this page. Let's see what happens. Nothing. Click over on the dashboard. You're looking at the domain list. Click on that dashboard just a little bit further up on the list. Wow, that's crazy. And you got an email saying that the payment went through? Namecheap
Yeah.
order. Yeah, click on it. Click on it. Let's see it. Yeah, you totally bought it. Yeah, you totally bought a domain name. Click back.
It says failed up there underneath if you read the email.
Oh, cool.
Here's a summary of your order failed. Your account is not eligible. What does it say? Scroll up a little bit more. Scroll down a little bit more. It's not eligible because it's already been used on another account of yours. Oh, so yeah, good eyes. Yeah, it looks like it did fail to purchase.
I think that might be talking about the coupon. This
But
account
the
is not
total was
eligible for the
$0?
coupon.
I also wonder if it was that.
Maybe that
See
just
here,
kicked
it
it
says
all off.
total ended up being 0. I wonder if any of it went through.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it actually charged.
Okay,
It
so if I go
says
back
it
and
said
do it
it
again
failed.
without the. Yeah. Okay, so I can just go back and do it again and leave the coupon off? Yep.
Yeah, I guess try without the coupon. That's a shame that you're gonna pay full price, especially since you're a new customer.
Okay. All right, I'll try that. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Can she share her screen while she buys her domain just to make sure I've done mine correctly, please?
Do you mind sharing, Shannon, as you go through it?
If you don't mind, Shannon, that is.
Sure. Oh,
Awesome.
okay. What?
Yeah, let's do that really quick, and then we'll all be caught up to all the domains.
So just enter it again?
Yeah, so share your screen, and then we'll just walk through it real quick.
Oh, I'm not sharing. I'm sitting here doing it like, oh yeah.
Oh, I know what happened. You probably tried to purchase multiple domains using the same code, and then it was like, no, you can only get one.
Oh. Okay.
My guess.
I can find.
All right, let's see. All right, so we'll just try.
So head back to the main website. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Okay.
Okay.
I bet if you just buy one domain, maybe that will let us.
Let's see. Um.
Cool. Yep. Leave the domain privacy, leave the premium DNS. Yep. Just leave all that stuff checked. Hit apply. I don't think that it's going to.
I didn't.
I don't know if it's going to apply the code. Maybe. Nice. Okay. And then we'll stop sharing for a second so you can fill this out.
Everything's in. So just, you know.
Okay. And then go back and share your screen. And we'll go and update those advanced DNS settings off of the dashboard. Nice. Okay. So yep, let's go to let's see. Oh no, your order failed to complete. What?
So should I just go and not use the coupon then?
I guess. Let's just go. Yeah, it keeps saying that you can't use that coupon. That's really annoying.
I mean, it'll please. I'll just pay
Yeah.
the whole thing. And
You just
see if
have to
that
go through
works.
and do it without the coupon, I guess.
Okay. All right,
Awesome.
I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay, sorry. This looks.
And
that's-
the coupon was new com 598, right? Make sure it's typed in correctly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, thank you for sharing.
of course.
All right. So we'll get you caught up here in a second, Shannon. But for the rest of folks that are on the advanced DNS page, you should have all of those DNS records cleared out of your newly purchased domain. We're going to follow the instructions here on the slide. We're going to create an alias record. So to do that, in Namecheap, we will click this add new record box. Going to set it to an alias record. There's a whole bunch of different types of records you could choose from. Pick the alias record. The host, in the host box, it will be the @ symbol, which just means it's short for this domain. And then in the value box, that's going to be your GitHub website. So we're going to make all the traffic from your domain point to the value your GitHub username.github.io. And then it's a little confusing. The UI is a little confusing in Namecheap, but to save this, you hit the little green checkbox over on the right. That will create the record. It doesn't really matter what you put in for the TTL. Automatic 5 minutes, 1 minute, it doesn't make a difference. Doesn't make too big of a difference. Danny, you couldn't use it. What do you mean by that?
I was
Oh,
just
couldn't
talking
use
about
the
the
code.
coupon. Yeah, it was just causing issues. So I was like, forget this crap.
Yeah, that's really annoying. Natasha?
I am not entirely sure about getting to the screen you are on.
Mhm.
I went to account and I don't have,
Dashboard?
right, account, dashboard. Yeah, so from there, what are we supposed to do?
Do you see a domain name in that dashboard list?
Yes. Wait,
Click,
in the list, the black list on the left side?
not the word domain list, but do you see a list of domains on the screen?
Yeah,
So click manage on that one that you see.
okay.
And then there should be like a couple of tabs up here, like domain, products, sharing, transfer, all that. Click on the advanced DNS one.
Okay.
And then you probably have some records there. Hit the trash can, like a parking page and a URL redirect one. Hit the trash can to delete both of those records.
Okay.
And then hit the add new record button.
Mm-hmm.
The type is going to be an alias record.
Okay.
In the host box, put the @ symbol.
Okay.
And then in value, put the website that we created yesterday on GitHub pages. So it will be your GitHub username.github.io.
Okay.
Then once you got that, hit the green check mark and you're all caught up.
Thank you. Green check mark. All set. Thank you.
Mhm. So yesterday I was talking about, if anybody else has any other questions, feel free to ask. But yesterday I was talking about DNS and how it's this distributed phone book. And when you buy a domain name, you're really buying an entry in that domain, in that phone book. One of the sort of frustrating things about DNS is that there's no set time that that DNS is guaranteed to propagate, or there's no specific time that it will take for the changes that you make on this website to your DNS entries to end up in all of the phone books, to propagate. It just so happens that mine was really quick. After I hit that green checkbox, I'm now able to go and visit my domain name. And I'm staring at my GitHub page. You might get lucky and be able to see your website too. Is anybody able to go and type in their domain name that they just bought into a browser and get their GitHub page? I can't be the only one that got lucky.
No.
I can.
Okay, we got one person.
Yeah, mine just popped up too.
Corwin got, okay, cool. It's one of those weird things where like a number of factors can influence how long it takes for yours to show up. It can depend on if you're using the DNS from your router, from your ISP, from it really depends on which phone book that you're resolving your DNS entries from. Now, this is where dig, what we used yesterday, this is where dig comes in handy. So can I pick on somebody who doesn't have one that's showing up?
I know.
Genevieve. Gagan, do you mind pasting your domain name in chat so I can look at it?
Yep.
Thanks. So it
Oh.
actually works on my machine.
Why isn't it working?
DNS. Again, it's those phone books. Like it's a really something else you could try is you could open up a different browser. Like if you don't normally use Safari, you could try opening up in Safari and see if it shows up.
I have an Arc browser too. Let's see that one if it works.
So Kenny, yours is loading on my machine. Genevieve, yours is also loading on my machine.
Oh yeah, on the different browser it works.
Yeah, it loaded on my Safari browser when I put it there. I don't know why. Cool.
Taylor, I'm not yet getting yours. So for yours, Taylor, what I'm gonna do, this is a good example of where dig can come in handy. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up my terminal and I'm gonna use that dig command that we talked about yesterday. I think that Mo was sharing some tips and tricks. And I'm going to dig that domain that Taylor bought. And you can see when I do a dig against that domain name, right now I'm missing I'm missing an IP address, or I'm missing an alias. Contrast that with let's take mine, for example. Cohort5.com. And you'll see that my domain is resolving with all of these A records. So let's go through the questions real quick, one at a time. So Natasha, when you're saying that Git is saying your stuff is improperly configured, are you talking about how when you go to this page for the custom domain, it's saying that the DNS check is unsuccessful?
No, I went to the GitHub page after seeing that my site was not live. And it's telling me both bossytosh.com and its alternate name are improperly configured.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this warning that you see on my screen.
Uh-huh.
Yep, that's totally fine.
Okay.
Just leave that as is. After the Namecheap DNS records finish propagating, which can take however long, that error will go away. So not a big deal, not a cause for concern.
Got it. Thank you.
All right, so I can't get this to even save the host records because it's not populating a host. I just got a red triangle.
Can you share your screen?
Yes.
Cool. In the host box, put the @ symbol.
@ symbol.
Mm-hmm. And
Okay.
hit save. The green checkbox to the right.
To the right. Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
Cool.
That's it.
Awesome. Thank you.
And just like that. Well, it's going to take a minute. Yeah, it's going to take a minute or two for it to propagate.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. So
yeah,
if it says, sorry, I don't know if you already talked about this, but it says improperly configured.
Yeah, you stop share. Go ahead.
It says improperly configured.
Yeah, ignore that error. Ignore that error for now.
Okay. But then it says DNS valid for primary. Is that all right?
Yeah, ignore that error for now. We're just not going to deal with it. It will actually fix itself. It just takes a little while for GitHub to realize that the DNS records are correct. Yeah, before I jump to the next one, it looks like Shannon, you're getting some help from Taylor. Danny, were you able to get the DNS record set?
Nope, it won't even show up. I can share my screen.
The domain still isn't showing up.
When I type it in to see if it's in the web browser, nothing's coming up.
So you're able to buy the domain though, right?
Yeah.
Can you share your screen and show me the DNS yeah. So in here, click on the trash cans for those 2 records. These are just the ones that come with it. Yeah, delete
Okay,
those.
so delete.
Delete both of them. Yep. Cool. And then in the click add new record. It's just slightly below. Yep. This is going to be an alias. Yep.
So that one.
So click. Yep. And then in the host, set the host box to the @ symbol. So @ perfect. And then in value, this should be your GitHub your GitHub.
My-
So in your case, it is DannyH33.github.io.
That,
DannyH333.github.io. GitHub.io. Yeah, there you go. It's GitHub with
Open
a
what?
with an I. So GITHUB.
Oh. Good Lord. It's a day.
I hear ya. .io. Perfect. And then hit that green check mark over to the right, and that will be all that you need to do. So that's all that it takes to link up this domain and point it at your GitHub.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yep, and just give it a minute for it to propagate.
All right. Awesome.
On the repo pages link, can I change? Yeah, you should be able to edit this too. You can't edit the GitHub spreadsheet? Google spreadsheet? Oh, strange.
No, I
Yeah.
can.
Let me make sure that permissions, anyone with a link can edit it. Try refreshing that spreadsheet page. You should be able to edit it. Is it any better after you're refreshed?
It's letting me click the boxes, but not type anything in.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I can edit those. Let me let's change this one, and then this will be your new box. All right, for everybody else, nice catch, Natasha. For everybody else, please go over to the spreadsheet here in the Google spreadsheet. Please go over here and fill in your domain name. I'd like to know what the website is that you purchased, so I can make sure that everybody has a working one. For example, I'll put mine in. Make that box a little bit bigger. Plash, I looked up yours and it seems like it's working. You need to drop the www. Did you see that?
Yep, it's working now. Thank you.
Cool. Just want to share something really quick. For the folks that want to have a www, you can also do that. Let me share my screen. You'll just need one more DNS record entry. So you can go in here, and in addition to that one that you already had, if you want to have the www version also work, just come in here and create another alias record. The host will be www, and the value will be the same. You're gonna send it to your GitHub website, and then again you'll hit that green checkbox to save changes.
It'll automatically know to put it in front.
It'll automatically know. Sorry, what do you mean?
Like the www, it'll automatically know to send it to the front of the web address.
Yes. Yep. If you create this record, yes, it will. And just to help reiterate this a little bit, what the @ symbol means is if you go and visit this domain name without a www, so just the pure domain name, if you enter that into the URL, that's what this @ symbol references. If you enter in www dot and then the host, the domain name, that's what this host entry means. So now that I have both of these, I should be able to go to www.cohort5.com. And now it's redirecting to my website.
I am still getting the parking through, even though I took that off.
Let me stop sharing. This could be because you haven't deleted the entries. I saw you do it. Can you share your screen? to go back to the advanced DNS, yeah. So totally, you have both of those records. Refresh the page. Let's just make sure that Namecheap for sure has this. Yeah, so I think this is an instance where whichever phone book you're using for DNS, whatever your ISP is, yeah, it just had that cached. So, and if you go to www.GenevieveGene, you tack that on at the beginning. Perfect. Both of them work. Great. Nice job. Danny, is yours working now? Do you mind sharing?
You talking to me?
Danny.
Oh,
Nice.
I
Okay.
said Kenny.
So I think this is probably just a DNS propagation. So if I go and visit Datacode Slayer on my machine, it's working. If other people could click that link in Zoom and just confirm, so I think it's just you right now, Danny. Can you go into a URL and open up your website? Yep. Click new URL, DannyCodeSlayer.com.
It's working on my computer.
Other people are able to. Nice.
Okay, as long as I know somebody else sees it working, that's all I care.
Well, we should make sure that it works for you. Go and type in the browser, type in DannyCodeSlayer.com. Perfect. Yep. And then yeah, that's strange that that you're having trouble resolving it. Open up Safari and do it in Safari.
Yeah, Chrome won't work.
Chrome does some DNS caching. You can invalidate your
I got
DNS
mine.
cache.
My bad. I was gonna say I got mine to launch in Chrome.
Yeah, Safari
Yeah,
and
mine
Chrome both
didn't.
are saying no.
It's strange because yeah, I'm able to get your website to load, and so is Tara.
Oh yeah, maybe my computer's just being silly. Maybe when I restart it later tonight, I'll see what happens, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, I think honestly it's just a DNS propagation issue. Taylor, you're not able to get anybody's to load?
No, I can't get anyone's. We're all at common space, all four of us, so it could also be part of it.
Oh, Brandy, yeah. So then let's give that a minute or two, and we can come back. And if we're still having problems, we can figure that out. Brandy, do you mind sharing your DNS entries? And then we'll take a look at your next channel. You screen share and show us what your name sheet looks like.
Sure. Just
Your advanced DNS tab.
find it. God. Okay, yes, it's that one.
btaylor92.github.io. Just gonna check real quick. btaylor92.github.io. That doesn't look like it's a valid GitHub. Let me double check. btaylor92.github.io.
That one. Can't. Crap. No, I can't.
Oh, 82.
No, it
You've
should be
got-
92.
Yeah.
What?
Hold on, go to your other tab.
I'm trying. The stupid things are in the way.
Fighting with Zoom.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you had 92 there.
Yeah.
Go back to to the GitHub repo, go to settings. Yep. And then go to pages over on the left. Scroll down. Yeah, it's the bottom of that section. Yep, perfect. And then in the custom domain box, put in brandytaylor.com. Hit save. Perfect. It should resolve here in a minute. It looks like it's still busted, but it's going to take it a minute. But you definitely have DNS correct. You have GitHub pages correct. All the spelling and everything looks great. So I think this is just a matter of giving it time to.
Literally just technology thing. Nothing we can.
Yeah, sorry about that. I can't control how DNS works at the common space. It's just one of the really frustrating things about DNS is how long it takes for it to resolve. In the meanwhile, there's other things that we can do, but please make sure that you've got your domain name that you've bought. Please make sure that you've got that entered in on the spreadsheet so I can follow up and make sure that everything's working. Shannon, can we take a look at yours real quick? You might be in the same situation where it's the common space DNS and it's not really your fault. I go and look up Shannon.com. So I think you've got the same thing. Go over to your GitHub repo, click on that other tab. Yep, that one right there. Go to settings. Let's do the same thing that we were doing with Brandy. Settings on the repo. So the settings in the middle of the page of this thing right here. And then go over on the left, go to the pages section. Perfect, scroll down. Enter your domain into that custom domain box. Nice. Hit save. And I think you're in the same boat as Brandy. You just need to give it time to set itself up. For me, at least, if I paste this link and others can confirm, for me, at least, if I go to Brandy Taylor now in my browser, it's resolving to get a website. Is anybody else able to see that?
Yep.
Is anybody not at the common space able to see that? Okay, at least one other person. Cool.
Nathan, I bought 2 domain names,
Mhm.
one for my profile and one for the capstone project.
Sure.
So I was trying to point my second name, just Carafa's Coding, to my GitHub page, and that didn't work. But the other one that I bought for the capstone links to my to my portfolio page.
Okay.
So how do
So
I
what
change?
do you
So I
want all of them to point to the same place?
No, one doesn't work and the other one is, I didn't want it to point anywhere just yet. I don't have anything towards my capstone.
Oh,
I just bought the name because it was a good name and I wanted to get it.
to hold on to it. Okay. Do you mind sharing your screen and showing us?
Yeah.
That's actually a great idea to have your domain related to what you're gonna do for your capstone project, kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah, especially if you want to have 2. Like I think it would be smart to have a capstone domain, buy a capstone domain, and buy a personal portfolio domain. Okay, so this is your capstone one, and you don't want your capstone pointed to your GitHub, right?
Right. So
Yeah.
when I put that in, although where I put it in, who knows, wait. It goes to that, which is the beginnings of my portfolio page, which I didn't want. It shouldn't go anywhere, I guess, at this point, other than.
Okay. So hit the red X there on the, so if we don't care about it, let's just get rid of these entries. So hit cancel, yep.
Okay, both of
Hit the
them?
trash can, yep, on both of them, and we'll delete these for now. So this just won't point anywhere.
Okay,
All right, so this is no longer going to point anywhere. It might still point to things in the browser, but it'll eventually go away once those DNS records get invalidated.
okay.
Now let's go to the other domain. Yep. Graph is coded, cool, hit manage. Danny, that's perfect. That's totally fine down that error. Click on the advanced DNS tab. And then, yeah, you have this set up perfectly. Great. Yeah, this looks great. So one last thing to check, let's go over to GitHub and make sure that the page for your GitHub is set up properly. Go to github.com. There you go. Okay. Yeah, you're already here. Under the pages section, scroll down. Just
Oh, that's
change.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my mistake.
Scroll
Okay.
down and change that box for custom domain. Change that to your Profis coding. .com. Yeah, nice. And since there was kind of a period of time where things were pointed to different stuff,
I forgot
just
about
give
that.
just give it a minute. Yeah. Cool.
All good?
All good. Yep, you're all done. You're all set.
Thank you.
And we'll have time to continue working on this. Right now, I think everybody's kind of at least got DNS records set up, and maybe it still needs time to propagate. Maybe it's not showing up in Chrome just yet. Maybe it's not working at the common space. That's totally fine. We'll just leave things and let them work themselves out overnight. I want to show you one more thing before we call it for tonight. Let me share my screen. Yeah, please don't spend $45,000 on a domain name. That is just ridiculous.
Dude, why is it doing that though? Like that's,
I mean,
not like I have 45 grand to throw at it. But some of
that's
them
just
are
how.
like 10, 12. It's weird.
Somebody owns it and they have to broker a deal. Like I wanted to do Menopause Matters, but somebody owns that. So that was
Well, some
$9,000.
of them are saying they're available and then they're asking like 45,000 and others are saying they're taken, but you can make an offer.
Right.
The one that I wanted was 150,000.
Oh my God.
That happened for Meta when Facebook changed their name to Meta. They had to go ahead and buy this domain name meta.com for like millions of dollars. Just throwing it in there.
Cars.com, valued at $872 million. So the last thing that I want to show you is setting up email for your domain name. This is really useful for your personal. It's might not be as useful for your capstone, although you can set it up for both. And what I'm talking about is you can set up your own forwarding for an email address. You could also set up an email account using your domain name, which is a bit more advanced. But what I'm going to show you is how to do forwarding. And what I mean by that is like if you bought, let's say cohort5.com, we can set up an email address for you that looks like admin at, so people can email you at your domain. You can pick whatever email name you want using your domain. Admin's a pretty good one. Some people do like me. Some people do like support. Some people do like questions. I'm sure you've all kind of seen this pattern before for domain names. But anyways, to go and set this up, it's really pretty easy. Down on this advanced DNS page, under mail settings, there is this email forwarding entry. I think this is the right spot to see. Under mail settings, yeah, okay. So under mail settings, this email forwarding should be selected. If that's selected, go back to the domain tab up here at the top. And then there's a box down here called redirect email. And this is not on the advanced DNS, this is back on the domain tab. And let's add a forwarder so you can send emails to your domain. So for mine, I'm gonna do like admin. And I'm gonna have it forward to my personal email. So do something similar. You can do admin, you can do me, you can pick whatever domain name you'd like. Just make sure that it forwards to a valid email address that you control. I've got my email pulled up here and I'm going to just prove that this works. So I'm going to send an email to admin@cohort5.com.
Nate, when you're done, can you just do a start to finish demo again? Just so
Yeah.
people know the steps.
Yeah, absolutely. And all of this is on slide 93 in the presentations. I'll paste that link again in chat. Shay, yes, add a forwarder. You could also do a catch-all, which just means if they email anything at your domain, it will also get forwarded. But add a forwarder. And on the left side, that can be whatever you want. It will just be the thing that is in the email before the @ symbol. So again, it would be this side of the email address. And then in the forward to, just make that your Gmail or whatever you use for your personal email where you want stuff to get sent to, and then hit the green check box. Good, so now any emails that you send to that forwarder address that you just created using your domain, I'll send that real quick. My email is kind of slow.
I have a question.
Mhm.
So if I had it like mail settings and I set it up for Gmail, would it have to be the exact same Gmail as the website?
No, it can be whatever Gmail you have. It does not have to belong to the website.
It says Gmail automatically configured.
Oh, interesting. Where are you seeing that?
This right where it says mail settings.
Back on the advanced DNS page?
Oh, that's probably why. Am I not in the right? Do I have to change the domain?
No, just hold on one second. Let me Namecheap is being slow. Let me navigate back to the advanced DNS tab. Taking me a minute. On the mail settings, just make sure that it's not set to Gmail. Have it set to email forwarding.
Okay. And then I configure it from the domain now.
Exactly. From the domain tab, go down, there's a redirect email box. Oh, nice. So Danny Kozler. Yep, that works. Nice. Where was the other one? Taylor, yours works. Nice. Cool. Awesome. Yep. So anyways, that's how you can set up email. So make sure that once you've got your email, so for example, I've got admin. I set up admin to forward to my personal. Now you can go in to your code, and I'm gonna open up VS Code, go to my index.html. Now would be a good time to go and link that up. So in the footer, I'm gonna create an. Has Max shown you a mail to link before?
We already have one in there.
You already have one in there? Okay, I guess I didn't have one. So you can go ahead and create a link to use your email. Mine was admin@45.
It actually should be, if you copy that code from Max, it should be up under the want to get in touch.
Oh, cool. I just expected it to be down here in the footer, but that also works.
So now I just changed mine to Gmail instead of Hotmail because the Gmail is what I put in with the domain, and now the page isn't working again.
Do you want to share your screen? Show us what you mean.
Yeah.
So you've got your github.io, that looks right, and then you have your domain. So take that domain name, copy that. GenevieveGene.com. Yep, copy that to your clipboard. Go back to pages. GitHub pages, yep. And then scroll down to custom domain. Throw that in that box. So this is just telling, and then yep, paste that, or yeah, type it in. Gene.com. Hit save. Perfect. Just give it a minute and it should.
Where do the go? Oh, my bad.
And you're going to get that error for a bit while it's still doing DNS checks. It will take GitHub a second or two to link everything together, but I think you've got all the pieces put together correctly.
Thanks.
Yeah, so we've got email set up. We have your domains pointing to your GitHub. That's really the big stuff that I wanted to cover tonight. So we're gonna call it a little bit early. And anybody that doesn't have their website fully working, doesn't have their email, or just didn't get something from tonight, don't stress about it. We will make sure that we cover that tomorrow. If you have a chance, make sure that you've got your domain that you've bought. Make sure that you've got that on the Google spreadsheet. And that's it.
Hey
all I
Nate,
have
is
for you
today
guys.
the day we were talking about office hours, or were you waiting to?
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. Does it? I typically try to have them on Saturday mornings just because that works well for me. Does anybody have a preference, strong preference? So yeah, let me propose. Can we do Saturday at 9 Eastern, kind of early in the morning? That work for folks?
I don't see any heads shaking. Everybody good with that?
Much as I would love to, I work until about 2 a.m. on Friday night, so
Oh,
yeah,
is that gonna be rough for you, or?
it's gonna be impossible. I'm not even alive at that time.
I usually pull it overnight on Friday, but I will try. That's put my
We
best.
could also do we could do the evening. I don't know. Would that work better for folks? Like
Yeah,
around 6
the
o'clock?
evening sounds a little better since everybody.
5 o'clock in the morning.
Do you have any weekdays or it has to be the weekend?
Let's try. I could do 7.
Could we possibly do a split, a 9 and a 7?
Or Nate, can you pull together a poll and just poll them to see
Yeah.
the majority and then just go with that maybe?
Would
Cool,
an
let's-
afternoon be possible?
Yeah, I'm just at the point, whatever the majority is, I'm just gonna try to be there.
Yeah, because it'll be recorded too. I mean, it'd be great for you to be there, but you know,
Mhm.
and you can always submit questions in advance if you can't make it. So there's some flexibility.
Yeah, sorry that it's at both extremes. There's really just let's see. Edit this. 7 p.m.
Oh, Nate, I didn't want to put you under pressure. You could probably post a poll in Slack if you wanted. Oh, you got it.
Let's do it. It's basically early in the morning or late in the evening. That's all I got for availability on Saturday.
So whatever the majority is, you can just add my point to that. If you don't mind.
Well, your vote will decide what the majority is.
I do.
Your vote matters.
Thank you. Vote
I
or
think
die.
it has
Let's see.
17. Okay, good.
What was that? South Park? Vote or die? I can't remember. All right.
All right, that looks like 7 p.m. is gonna win by a slight margin. So let's go 7 p.m. on Saturday. And again, yeah, if you want to submit questions ahead of time, happy to do that. Really, office hours is gonna mostly be obviously if you've got questions, we're gonna answer this first, but then I plan on showing you how to run your own server, and we're gonna possibly look at pull requests if we have time. So try to come if you can. If you got questions, bring them. And but otherwise, that's it for tonight. Tomorrow we're going to start off with some terminal practice. I've shown a little bit of terminal stuff, but I want you to have some more exposure to it. We're going to run through an exercise and let you get some practice using the terminal. And we'll also look at some user analytics, so tracking visits to your website. And then any remaining time we have tomorrow, we can also use for working on our websites and answering any questions that you might have ahead of office hours. Right. Thank you all so much for coming. Don't forget to submit feedback and have a great rest of your evening.
Can I keep
Also,
you here for a couple
nice-
seconds more?
Yep, and I'll be here. Nice job on the websites and see you tomorrow. Yeah, what can I do? What
So
can I
I'm
do for you?
changing little things for the website, and it's not changing it on the website. How long is that supposed to take, or am I doing something wrong?
Good question. So the first place to start is going to be looking at that check mark, that green check mark. If you share your screen, we can take a quick look. And the check mark I'm talking about is if you go to github.com and look at the repo. So click back to the main page of the repo. Yep, that works. Okay, you got a green check mark. So whatever you just pushed 2 minutes ago has been deployed. So what are you expecting to see?
Literally just changed the color of this arrow. In the arrow down, I changed it to white instead of the green that it is.
Okay, so you've definitely saved your style.css and committed and pushed that up.
Yeah, and then I go up to I go up here to the repository and push, right?
Yeah, yep. Yep, so if you've pushed that change, let's go double check it on github.com. So go back to, yep, and then let's look at the style.css. Yeah, I see right there, it says changed arrow color. So you literally changed it 3 minutes ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so let's go, so that narrows it down. We know that the code, we know that everything's been deployed. I'm guessing it's a caching thing. So let's go back to the website. One of the things that you can do, and I think Max might have shown you this already, but if you open up the Chrome inspector tools, so on the keyboard, you can do Command-Shift-I. That's one of the shortcuts for opening up DevTools.
Who's gonna email me? Oh, why did it do? Command-Shift-I. It's taking me to
Whoa.
email.
Okay, well, don't, yeah, I must be wrong. Right click and click anywhere on there. Yep, right click, hit inspect down at the bottom. Cool. And then there's a gear to the right. Let me show you this gear right here. Yep. And then scroll down, keep going, scroll down. Disable cache. Sorry, it was a little bit off, right? Disable cache while DevTools is open. Check that box. So, and then you can hit the X there. So leave these these DevTools open. Now, whenever you have this open, it will always download a fresh copy of the page. There will never be any caching. So hit refresh. There it goes. It can be a caching issue in the browser, but since you have that thing checked, anytime that you have DevTools open and you're working on your website, you're always guaranteed to get a fresh copy.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. How's it, Kenny? You got anything for me or just hanging out?
I was
little
I'll change. Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go for it, Kenny.
Yeah, so I'm good now though. I was just changing my email address on my HTML document. So now when they click on the email link under my contact section, it has like my admin at kennywall.com. So I'm all good now.
Cool. Just hanging out. All right. Well, that's it for me. Thanks for hanging out, and see all of y'all tomorrow. Have a great night.